Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I will be sharing my top picks of Korean dramas in the romantic genre. Of course, there might be a few which I might have missed and will make up for that in subsequent parts. But for now, these came to mind when I was thinking about making this video. Some might even come across as a surprise. There are old ones mentioned here too. It's funny as when I thought about the recent releases, literally none came to my instant memory apart from When the Phone Rings, which was supposed to be a thriller in Yo Yun Suk's own words, and What Comes After Love. But both of these have been mentioned in recent videos of mine, and that's why I have placed them towards the end of this video, as I wanted you to focus on some of the old and gold ones first. Without further ado, let's jump right to it then. First up is Song Hye Kyo star That Winter the Wind Blows, which was released in 2013 as an adaptation from the Japanese drama Ai Nante Irane yo Natsu. The drama centers around the tale of a blind heiress, Oh Young, aka Song Hye Kyo, who was separated from her elder brother when their parents divorced. When she matures, she starts looking for her older brother to save her from her loneliness. They would exchange letters, but they never met when their parents separated. The story unfolds as Oso aka Zo In Sung, a con artist in desperate need of money, chances upon Oh Young's real brother who used to work for him as a cook. Unfortunately, on the day when the real brother had planned to meet up with Oh Young, he is run over by a car and somehow Oh Young meets Oso, who now disguises himself as Oh Young's real brother. And the drama takes off from there, exploring themes of deception, love, and redemption as Oso and Oh Young's bond grows stronger. Oso, initially motivated by selfish financial gains, finds himself genuinely caring for Oh Young, blurring the lines between his scheme and his emotions. The drama is visually stunning. I mean, that house, close to the mountains, surrounded by snow and pristine trees, was unforgettable for me. The place where the drama was shot resonated intently with the emotional depth of the characters involved. Song Hye Kyo literally looked like a goddess in That Winter the Wind Blows, as her beauty was enough to stare at the screen and lose track of the story. At least that's what happened with me. And the pairing was evenly matched between the leads. I don't know why Zo In Sung rarely takes on projects these days. I miss seeing him on screen. Song Hye Kyo and Zo In Sung's chemistry was one of the best I have witnessed till date. And the soundtracks of the drama, my god, it's already been 12 years and I still play the OSTs on repeat every now and then. I agree, the development of the story is slow paced, but it's worth every second of your time. I would 100% recommend watching That Winter the Wind Blows. What are your thoughts on this one? Have you watched That Winter the Wind Blows yet? Second up is Something in the Rain. This romantic drama explores the tender love story of Yoon Jin Ah, aka Son Ye Jin, a woman in her mid-30s, and Seo Jun Hee, aka Jung Hae In, her best friend's younger brother. Jin Ah is a supervisor at a coffee company, leading a monotonous life and dealing with societal pressures about her age and single status. Jun Hee is a free-spirited designer who has just returned to South Korea after working abroad. The series delves into the complexities of relationships except in a conservative society setting, particularly age differences, gender expectations, and societal judgments. It also touches upon workplace harassment and family dynamics. With its slow pacing and realistic storytelling, the drama paints an authentic portrayal of modern love. The on-screen chemistry between Son Ye Jin and Jung Hae In is often highlighted as one of the reasons for its success. Why I liked Something in the Rain is because of its realness, because true love transcends everything, because what society is based on requires a lot of courage to challenge. This drama holds that truth. I honestly enjoyed the rawness, and some episodes were too real even for me to handle. The leads did a magnificent job. They lived up to their names, especially Son Ye Jin. Have you watched Something in the Rain? If so, which aspect did you like most? Third up is 49 Days. This drama is a unique blend of fantasy and melodrama. It follows the story of Ji Hyun, aka Nam Yuri, a young woman who falls into a coma after a car accident. She is given 49 days to collect 3 pure tears from people who sincerely love her. Ji Hyun inhabits the body of Yi Kyung, aka Lee Yo Won, a depressed part-time worker. As Ji Hyun navigates relationships with her fiance Kang Min Ho, aka Bae So-bin, and her childhood friend Han Kang aka Jo Hyun-jae, she discovers betrayals and hidden truths. The scheduler, played by Jung Il-woo, a charismatic guide to the afterlife, adds humor and poignancy to the narrative. The series explores themes of love, friendship, and second chances, delivering an emotional climax that questions the nature of life and death. The storyline is unique, and that's what got my attention. The acting was nice too. I really like this one and would definitely recommend it as a must watch. For those of you who are watching this, have you ever heard the name of Jang Gyun-suk? Jang Gyun-suk dominated the Korean industry in the early 2000s, and he held the title of Prince of Asia for a long time. In recent times, he stayed away from public eye given his long history, starting as a child actor to being a good singer to having a massive fan base all over the world. The next drama in my list stars Jang Gyun-suk in the dual role of Seo In-ha and Seo Joon in Love Rain, where Yoona from Girls' Generation played his counterpart character of Kim Yoon-hee and Jung Ha-na. The story spans generations where the children of past lovers fall in love with each other without knowing that they have replayed exactly what happened in their parents' past. When things come to light, the folks from the parents' generation ultimately give up their desire to go back together so that their children can be together. Seo Joon and Jung Ha-na eventually end up together after few initial hiccups. The drama beautifully contrasts the nostalgic, tender love of the past with the vibrant and passionate romance of the present. Renowned for its exquisite cinematography, emotional depth, and heartfelt OST, Love Rain portrays how love transcends time and generations. Falling Through to Marry Him If You Dare, a 2019 fantasy romance, revolves around Na Mirae aka Yoon In-hai, a call center employee who meets her future self from 25 years later, played by Choi Myung-gin. The older Mirae travels back in time to prevent her younger self from marrying Kim Shin aka Lee Dong-gun, a news anchor with whom she shares a difficult future. As Mirae grapples with her choices, she also encounters Park Si-joo aka Jung Yong-hwa, a chaebol hair working undercover. The series explores themes of destiny, self-discovery, and the butterfly effect of life decisions. While its premise intrigued viewers, its ambiguous ending sparked discussions about the impact of fate and free will on relationships. I liked the story for it was interesting how, after countless trials of future, Mirae to stop herself from falling for the same guy who destroyed her life, she is still unable to reverse how ultimately her young self falls for the same guy again. The acting was spot on. The actors had good chemistry. I would recommend you give this one a definite watch. Third last on my list is Innocent Man, which is a revenge melodrama starring Song Joong-ki as Kang Maru, a promising medical student whose life spirals downwards after taking the blame for a crime he didn't commit, and it was committed by his girlfriend Han Jae-hee aka Park Si-yeon. Years later, Jae-hee becomes a wealthy man's wife, betraying Maru. Seeking revenge, Maru enters the life of Seo Yoon-ji aka Moon Chae-won, an heiress suffering from memory loss. As Maru's feelings for Yoon-ji grow genuine, he struggles between revenge and love. With its gripping narrative, morally complex characters, and intense performances, the drama explores themes of betrayal, redemption, and the transformative power of love. Its dark tone and unpredictable plot make it a standout in the genre. One thing about Innocent Man is the chemistry between Song Joong-ki and Moon Chae-won's characters was something unexpected, just like the choice of this particular pairing. Somehow, even after watching so many of Song Joong-ki's dramas, I feel apart from the chemistry which he shared with Song Hye-kyo in Descendants of the Sun, his chemistry with Moon Chae-won was almost on the same level. The actors did an impressive job, the storyline was gripping, and the ending was a peculiar one. But I loved it. Writing the script for the video made me want to rewatch Innocent Man again. Maybe I will make a review of Innocent One once I have rewatched it again. As I said in the introduction that while thinking about the romantic dramas which left an everlasting impression on me, apart from the two recent dramas released in 2024, the ones which came to my mind were those which have been mentioned above. And they would definitely be worth your while. I can guarantee that. Now, ending the list with the most recent international blockbuster drama When the Phone Rings, featuring Yoo Yoon-suk and Chae So-bin in the titular roles of Park Se-yeon and Hong Hae-joo. I have made reviews for the series on my channel and you can give those videos a watch. I won't elaborate on When the Phone Rings too much. here, but basically to give an overview, the story follows the life of the leads who, although being married for 3 years, do not live like a loving couple. Everything changes when Heju is kidnapped and Park Sayon starts receiving threatening calls from the kidnapper every night at 10 pm. This changes the course of their relationship, with the rich families hiding several truths about real identities and stuff like that. When the Phone Rings is one of the best Korean dramas produced till date, and I was slightly skeptical to put it in the romantic genre list, although the leads have made the drama into equal parts a romance and a thriller. It's a most definite watch. Coming to the last drama in the list is What Happens After Love, which came out in 2024 and found a place in my top dramas of 2024. You can have a look as I have uploaded that video last month on my channel. Though this is a collaboration between Korean and Japanese media, the lead actors Lee Se-young and Kentaro Sakaguchi, who portrayed the roles of Choi Hung and Ayako Jungo respectively. The drama explores themes of cross-cultural romance, the challenges of long-distance relationships, and the enduring nature of true love. The narrative's focus on mature themes of love, loss, and reconciliation resonates with viewers, and that's how it holds a place in my list for its realistic appeal on modern love stories. And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed my picks for the best romantic Korean dramas of all times. If I have missed any of your favorites, pop the name in the comment section. And as I said at the start, I might have forgotten to mention some of the dramas which I have liked, and if I recollect them, I will definitely make another video in the same series. Thank you all for tuning in. Please do like, share, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest drama news. Signing off as Dromizing Night.